So I just say we're a 10-year-old church plant, right? We were planted in 2012, and here we are now in 2023. We've grown from about 4 people to about 600 people on average, and our community is one of the communities, like, basically we have haves and have-nots, right? And so there's a big disparage between those two. Right here in our own little backyard, we have about a third that would probably fall underneath the poverty level. Minorities, probably 2/3, right here in the local 1-mile radius. And so we've been very blessed by God to be able to minister to them in various ways through different ministries to kind of meet them right where they're at with the gospel.
One of the beautiful things that I love about Restoration is that I feel like we do ministry with kingdom-minded focus. We do things for our local body, but we're also very mission-oriented at going out into the community. Probably over the past 3 years have really focused in on excellence and what it means for us to be a church that is excellent and trusting God with the results, but at the same time pursuing that with a heart posture of humility because it does matter.
You know, so as a young church, we probably did not have the best decision-making when it came to software platforms at the time. Very segmented Excel spreadsheets. We had this application for giving, this application for registration of events. It was just everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. So about 2 years ago, we kind of came to our senses and thought, all right, we're not doing this efficiently, right? And so we began to kind of evaluate different software platforms, different applications, and what we wanted to have was an integrated system to where if one person integrated one piece of data, it flowed to the various, whether it was giving, registration, events, whatever it was. And so we landed on this software platform, and it's been beautiful ever since.
If we're not able to track and truly walk with people personally, but even on the admin backside, it really makes a huge difference. And so I don't have a ton of experience for the previous, but when I walked in and this was the system that we had, it truly transformed how we operated as a staff.
With the integrated platform, we've been able to create efficiencies, right? And so now I don't have wasted time between myself and the staff or the staff amongst each other. The staff's able to kind of log in, they have their information, it's right there. It just creates a more efficient day and provides accurate information so that they can make timely, accurate decisions.
Kind of to the user in our congregation and even first-time guests with forms or whatever, they are so user-friendly. We don't have to worry about having to explain something to a first-time guest. I think that aids in the process of them filling out the card because we all know if things are complex, we kind of usually bow out, but with the simplicity, it kind of pushes them to stay engaged.
Would love to share a story about a guy named, well, let's call him Joe. And the reason we'll call him Joe is because he's a member of the Charleston SWAT team, right? So he and his family are far from God when they come to Restoration Community Church, right? So they fill out a first-time visitor card that goes into our system. We reach out to Joe. It begins a workflow behind the scenes. So he gets an email from me, a phone call from someone else, a follow-up email there. Fast forward, we're able to track Joe, communicate with Joe. Joe ends up receiving Christ as his Lord and Savior. Then Joe fills out a form to get baptized, right? And so that comes to us. We know that Joe's ready to make his next step. We engage with him. That creates a next step. Now we got Joe in the new members class. Now Joe is trying to lead his family to Jesus. This is a true story about practically how the staff was able to use software to minister to Joe effectively.
This platform really takes into account if you don't measure it, it doesn't matter. And we've been very good at measuring what God's given us. And I think it communicates that it matters to us and it matters to the Lord, and we're able to do it with excellence.
One thing I would say to other staffs and the leaders who are considering moving to a different platform or evaluating their technology is just the tremendous value add from a staff standpoint, from a discipleship standpoint, and from a generosity standpoint. There is tremendous value in having one platform that integrates across all ministry levels and then is user-friendly for your congregation. This is kingdom work, right? And this is efficiency in the kingdom.